Ronald Thompson, and for my community topic, I chose to answer the question or research the question: how does Christianity/faith impact health and wellness? And I'm going to be focusing on three main areas: the individual, how faith helps health and wellness; the community, and then specifically the community of Durango. All right, individuals. I am one. Woo, yay! I'm interested in this topic myself as a Christian, and I'm curious about possible research that supports the importance of community. Personally, having faith encourages me to exercise more and often reduces my stress when I'm in states of anxiety. And overall, since faith is so, based on the relationship between God and a person, it can be very individualized. So lots of this can, vary for each person. But in general, studies have found that faith encourages healthy behavior by reducing the chances of dying. So oftentimes these individuals will spend less time drinking or doing drugs or things that inhibit their health. And that was actually found by a researcher named Strawbridge in 1997. And it's backed up by the fact that frequent attenders have lower mortality rates. And then faith teaches someone to honor mind, body, and soul. There's many organizations out there that focus on how faith interacts with health. And one of those is founded by Cynthia Damascus, the Holistic Christian Life, which teaches a person how to honor God, mind, body, and soul. And then wellness in faith. Faith reduces stress, and this was a study done by the APA organization, and it's about how the relaxation response is kind of how we as people calm down or have a way of calming down in times of stress. I'll talk more about that later. But it also, faith improves mental health because you have a connection to a higher power that kind of eases your mind. And then faith increases emotional capacity, meaning that people are more open to changing their minds about how they're feeling through faith, because it kind of breaks down those barriers. All right, and then community. So Christianity offers a safe space for those who are struggling in the form of church or, other Christians, because around the world, not everyone has a church to go to per se. But that comes, for many people of faith, it comes as a driving force for their faith and even a provider to have that community and that safe space to connect with other believers. And in addition, the community of Christ or faith in general, a community can often help others because it inspires, people to help each other, whether it be feeding the homeless or, reaching out to those in need, like domestic violence survivors. And oftentimes, these communities have the support of one another to achieve individual goals as well as larger group goals. So physical health and faith. So faith improves community health by either sponsoring activities of going out and everything, or faith lowers mortality rates in communities. Actually, there was a study done in Detroit. Let me look at my notes here. But it was a study done at Detroit where it found that frequent religious attenders at a church in Detroit improved health practices, increased social contacts, and attendance. Also, it stabilized marriages occurring in conjunction with attendance. Yes. Okay, and then, so that was a study done in Detroit. And then wellness and faith for the community. Community improves emotional health. Kind of we talked about earlier with everyone, having a support system near them. And then helping others improves life satisfaction. So new research shows that you'll be happier if you volunteer 5.5 hours a month. And that was a study done by Mal Roll. Yes, the surprising links between faith and health. So that was a study done, and often in communities of churches, they'll do like volunteering days once a month, and so that can contribute to happiness. All right, and then specifically Durango. Durango is a naturally active town and full of adventurous people, so it's not too concerning as far as health goes, like physical health, because everyone's always out and about doing things like river days, which I don't know what's happening this year, but we'll see. But the faith contributes to this in Durango by sponsoring activities. I know at the Adventure Church in Durango often goes on excursions, kind of that transcendentalism kind of thing of going out in nature and finding God. And then wellness for the community is also provided by emotional support from those in the church and others who have faith. So then physical health and faith. As I was talking about, they plan excursions and activities. And then mental health is improved by prayer and community support. To be honest, in this town, there is a very small presence of faith in Durango because of the size, but also because of the nature of the people who are often, not always in one place or staying transient in town. But there are ways that the church still supports, all the churches in Durango support the community. And then overall, to talk about COVID-19 and faith, with this pandemic, there have been many people who have been affected as far as faith comes because they can't go to church to, participate in that community and have those emotional supports that they usually have. But Church Online is helping people, helping protect the community's health, and food pantries are still open. So a lot of churches like River Church are still giving support to the community, especially the homeless, who are at a very high risk currently for this pandemic. But overall, I think Durango is doing really well in terms of tackling health and wellness in the community, because trails are still open and churches are still being able to reach out, even if it's in a different way. And then solutions, as far as Durango goes for faith, health, wellness, I think overall it's a mindset of the people here of there's opinions on faith, and I think for at least churches in Durango to continue that outreach in a way that is based on love and support and focusing on health and wellness, I think will reach more people in Durango than maybe they're currently doing. And then also, if you yourself or anybody else is curious how you can take steps to improve faith and how it impacts health and wellness, you can go to church and you can get involved in reading the Bible, or just in general practicing, calming down in terms of meditation and centering yourself. And then, pursuing that in terms of having a faith as a base to go forward. So oftentimes when I don't really want to go on a hike, I'm often okay, I can do this, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Yes, and just having that kind of mindset, the shift of the mindset can often help people in general. All right, and then here are my references, so thank you.